All right. We got people starting to filter in. I just need to update one thing. How's everybody doing this afternoon or morning, depending on where you're calling from? Feel free to use the chat, everyone. Chat is open. Q&A is open. We want to make sure that you guys can communicate. All right. Well, while everyone continues to filter in, hey, everyone, welcome to our community call. We are genuinely excited that you're here, whether you've been with us from the start or you're just getting ramped up. Thanks for making time. Now, this isn't just a product update, it's your front row seat to see what we've been building, what we're shipping now, and what's coming next. We've got a lot to share, and all of it's being shaped by you, the partners who push us, challenge us, keep us honest. If you've filled out a feature request, joined a beta, DM'd us a bug, you've helped build what we're about to show you. So also, if you're not yet a partner and you're here to just check it out, welcome. We're glad you're curious, and we would love to hear what resonates with you. Ask questions, speak up, use the chat however you would like. Introduce yourself, drop feedback, talk to each other. No pressure, but this is your session too. We want this to be interactive. There will be dozens of people here, and I don't want to feel like I'm just talking to a screen and a camera. Even though I am just talking to a screen and a camera, I want this to be a live conversation. I fully expect the Q&A tab to fill up with questions and the chat to light up with commentary and excitement. And if it doesn't, believe it or not, jail. And while we're kicking things off, feel free to throw in the chat where you're joining from. We always love to see how far the community stretches. And I'm actually going to push out a poll. Let's see here. Are you a partner? No pressure. This poll's just for fun. We already know. I just don't know. So let me know. That would be great. And let's dive right into it. So first and foremost, before we dive into features, let's take a moment to introduce the team behind the scenes. Let me push this live here. There you go. All right. So you've probably worked with some of these folks already. Our customer success leadership is here, along with Baxter, our CEO and co-founder. And I'm Steve. I do content and I also help out with the community. I will be guiding us through this journey today. We've got 2 new hires joining the customer success team very soon. We're hiring aggressively across the board. In fact, we are on track to double our headcount this year. Why? Because, well, if I'm being honest, sales have been strong, partner growth has been strong, and we want to match that with the kind of onboarding support and responsiveness that you expect. So whether you're in onboarding, scaling up, or just getting your controller or CFO to log in, we want your experience to feel fast, helpful, and genuinely human. And we are planning to add telephone support later this year. It's not officially on the roadmap slide, but it's coming. So I don't know, consider that a sneak peek, if you will. Now, today's agenda, I kind of hinted at, we're going to talk about new deployments, new features we've deployed. We're going to talk about what's coming down the pike, and then we'll give some time for Q&A if you have any. So let's jump into the first feature we rolled out, Q1 customer tags. This was one of the most requested features from partners who wanted more control over how they organize, filter, and act on their customer base. With customer tags, you can group your clients however you want. Slow payers, VIPs, contracts with specific terms, you name it. And then you can use those tags to automate invoice reminders, target communications, or just understand patterns in who's paying and when. This is about giving you clarity and control, not just over your collections, but over how your business behaves across segments. You can even use tags to trigger things like custom auto pay rules, which we'll talk about in a bit. It's a deceptively simple feature, but it unlocks a lot. And it's a great example of how we're trying to make the platform feel more like yours. All right. Next, this one's all about speed. We've rolled out accelerated payouts, giving you the flexibility to choose when your money hits the bank. Now, partners can opt for standard 3-day payouts or switch to next day or 2-day payouts, deposits, whatever fits your cash flow needs best. This is already live under the hood. What's not quite live yet is the self service control. So, for now, if you'd like to switch your payout timing, just reach out to our customer success team. They'll get you sorted out fast. We're doing this intentionally, making sure the experience is clean and reliable before we hand over the keys. But the flexibility is already here, and early feedback has been great. If you've ever had to juggle payroll, unexpected expenses, or just want to tighten your receivables window, this one is for you. And this here is what that will look like once we hand over the keys, so to speak. You'll be able to just simply go to your settings and change your payout timing. Next up, bulk invoice payments. Now, this one's simple, but it solves a headache nearly every MSP has run into at some point. Your client logs in and sees 5 open invoices. Do they pay the oldest, the biggest, just the one that's screaming the loudest? Now they don't have to choose. With bulk invoice payments, they can select multiple open invoices and pay them all in a single transaction. It's faster for them, it's clearer for your accounting team, and it reduces the which invoice did they actually pay mystery that slows down reconciliation. It's worth noting that while your client selects and submits them in one go, each invoice is still processed as its own charge. That means if they select three $10,000 invoices, it will actually show up as 3 clean transactions, not one giant $30,000 charge. It keeps your accounting and theirs much easier to reconcile and makes audit trails way more transparent. And just to be clear, this only applies to currently due invoices, not future ones. We're good, but we just haven't cracked time travel yet. But this is just another example of how we're removing friction, not just for MSPs, but for your clients too. Now, I'm going to take a moment here, uh, check out the chat. Let's see here. Jack would like to create auto pay rules for all of our agreements, which customers cannot modify while allowing the customer to set up auto pay rules for other invoices beyond agreement. Great. We will add that to the list. In fact, in a little bit, I'm going to give you guys the ability to submit feature requests. So please let us know if you want that on the feature request. Curious if auto pay rules can be created by us, the vendor, and also the customer without stepping on each other. Yes, you can create auto pay rules. They can create auto pay rules. Your ability to create auto pay rules is a little more, I'll say, like complex or complete. They can simply say, like, pay invoices that are below $5,000. They don't have the ability to, like, pay invoices that are auto task agreement type. They just don't have that type of visibility, but they can absolutely set up auto pay rules. You can modify theirs. I don't remember if they can modify yours. I just don't know. I'm sorry. If that's important to you, I can bring that to customer success and we can get you an answer though. Let's see here. I know if a customer wants us to set up their auto pay rules, I just click impersonate customer, go in and do everything they can do. So we're actually going to talk about impersonate customer here in a moment. So great. And that covered all of those. So we're gonna dive right back in. All right, next slide. This one's going to be a crowd pleaser. Okay, customer impersonation. Look at that. It's the next slide. It does exactly what it sounds like. It lets you view your client's portal in real time, exactly as they see it. Need to troubleshoot a payment issue, train a new client, confirm what someone's seeing before escalating it to your team or to us. Now you can do it in seconds. I do want to clarify that from what I've gathered, customer impersonation itself is read only. So you can go in and you can like show the customer, here's how you add a payment. And you can go as far as like clicking the add payment button, filling out the form, but it won't let you like submit and add the payment. Similarly, I don't know that it will let you create those auto pay rules for the customer while impersonating them because it's read only. Um, However, you do still have uh, full access. So if you need to update a card, adjust billing info, help a client complete a payment, you can still do all of that directly from the MSP dashboard. There's no need to rely on your clients to get it right on the first try. As you can see in the chat, this has already saved our partners tons of back and forth. Someone says it's not read only. I've made changes and even added credit cards doing impersonation. Okay. Well, maybe it's only read only in my demo environment, so I apologize for that. But if it's not read only, then even better. But um, this has already saved our partners tons of back and forth, reduced support resolution time significantly. It's a perfect example of how we're building tools that don't just work, but make you look good in front of your clients. All right. Now let's talk about one more new one. This one's kind of a big deal. Partner initiated refunds. Now, to my knowledge, no other MSP focused payment platform gives you this kind of control. Currently, if you want to get a refund, or I should say previously, you had to reach out to customer success and they would facilitate that refund for you. Right now, you can issue full refunds directly from your dashboard. So you do that simply by going to the payment that the customer has made, and right up at the top, similar to where impersonate customer would be, there's a refund payment button, and you can issue full refunds directly from the dashboard. Partial refunds are coming very soon. Stay tuned for that. No support tickets, no email threads, no waiting around. Full refunds are fast, secure, and totally transparent. The question, will refunds sync back to QuickBooks? I'm going to make an educated guess and say yes, only because making sure that everything is automated that happens in the PSA and in QuickBooks, that's really critical to us. But Jamie, we can get back to you on that with a definite yes or no. But I'm pretty sure the answer is yes. Um, Where can we get more info on how refunds sync back to QuickBooks? I'd like to know too. Is there a fee for the refund if paid for the credit via credit card? These are good questions. Um, I'm going to have customer success get back to you, Tina, about the fee because I just don't know. That's above my pay grade. Justin, I believe we have a refunds page on our help center. So you can go to help.alternativepayments.io. And then hopefully in the sidebar on the left, you'll see something for refunds. If not, let us know and we'll get that page created quickly. This has been one of the most heavily requested features from larger partners, especially those doing high volume or handling billing disputes. And now it's live. If you're not seeing it, um, let me actually show you what it'll look like here in a moment. Um, Before we jump into what's coming next, we would love your input. So what I'm going to do is another poll because you know me, I love my polls. So I am going to put up a feature request. If you could wave a magic wand and add one feature to alternative payments, what would it be? The sky's the limit. Pop that in there. While you do that, I am going to change what I'm sharing. All right. So I'm in a demo environment. So it's, you know, it's not not everything works right, but I'll do my best here. So under accounts receivable, if we go to transactions, you'll see payments here, right? So I can click on any one of these payments that's been paid and not one that's like processing or failed. But if you click on a paid one for status, uh, where did it go? I just had that button. I swear I'm not crazy. And this is why you don't do live demos on webinars. I look at the invoice. This is absolutely bonkers. I just saw the button. I don't understand. I'm sorry, guys. Um, I'll have to check with I'll have to check with our team and see what's going on. It was when you go to accounts receivable, transactions, and then you select one of these paid invoices, there would be a refund payment button right here at the top. So maybe it's not there because yes, it was paid, but no, it wasn't actually deposit. I don't know. I'm sorry, guys. So we will go back to this here. Um, let me check with customer success real quick. All right. So I'm going to leave that poll up for a little bit longer, just in case some more of you guys have a feature you'd like to request. But we will move on to some coming soon features. Coming soon, the the automatic sync tool. This is a feature that we know many of you have been waiting for. It's ConnectWise PSA to QuickBooks Online Sync. Right now, a lot of partners are using third-party tools like WiseSync to get invoice data from ConnectWise into QuickBooks Online. It works, but it also means juggling yet another tool, another subscription, and another set of support contacts. We are going to change that. This upcoming integration will give you the ability to sync ConnectWise PSA invoices directly into QuickBooks Online, all within alternative payments. Same functionality, fewer moving parts, a more consolidated stack. This is especially valuable for MSPs looking to streamline workflows, reduce vendor sprawl, and manage everything in fewer tabs. We're not opening the floodgates yet, but we would love to get a sense of who's interested. So in a moment here, I'm going to run a quick poll to see if you would be interested in being considered for the beta when it's ready. Um, I'm going to end this product feature poll here in about 5 seconds. So if you guys could wrap that one up, that would be great. Um, let's see. Jim Barry says, does this upcoming automatic integration only work with invoices? Our current integration tool does invoices with detail and also handles expenses and inventory. To my knowledge, we will only be focusing on invoices as we are an accounts receivable company today. Um, It doesn't mean we won't do it in the future, but as of right now, it's not on the roadmap. So I don't want to give you guys some kind of false sense of hope. Um, so I'm going to go ahead and end this poll. We'll start this ConnectWise PSA sync poll. Let us know if you'd like to be considered for the ConnectWise PSA to QBO sync beta. And feel free to let me know if you have any other questions. Let's see here. I see a question from Joshua Brown in the Q&A section. Um, and it looks like Sam already answered it, but I'm going to give some of my own feedback as well. Josh says that it's frustrating that we have to pay to get our funds quicker. No other payment processor has been 3 days or offered to pay for faster payments. Are we planning on staying with 3 days with the option to pay to get funds faster, or is there a plan to be faster to meet your competitors? So I guess it depends on who the competitors are that you're talking about. Bigger companies like Stripe and Square, these companies, what they're really doing is they're accepting the risk to give you funds that have not yet actually hit their bank account. So what we're doing is similar. We're accepting some risk, but it does cost us money to send you that money sooner. So that's why there is what I think is a nominal fee in order to activate that. If you look at Stripe and Square, they do have the ability for you to get payouts immediately, which we don't have today, and I don't believe is on our roadmap. But like with Square, they charge 1.75%. So on $1,000, that's what is that? 17 bucks to get your $1,000 right away. So I think our fees are reasonable if you compare it to that. And you got to remember, our platform is doing a lot more than what like Stripe and Square are doing. I can't speak to what the other MSP centric platforms like FlexPoint and all those other guys are doing. I don't work there. I've never used their platforms, and I don't want to tell you something and have it be wrong. That's not how I roll. So I hope that I hope that helps. Someone said you're waiting longer for payments than you used to. So ACH used to be 4 day, and credit card I think used to be 2 day. So we've kind of simplified everything and made it all 3 day. So our hope is that you are, as the MSP, are encouraging your clients to pay with ACH rather than credit card, because it's going to save everyone a lot of money. It's going to save you money on credit card fees, or them on credit card fees if you are passing those fees onto the customer. And yeah, ACH, in my opinion, it's just a lot better. All right. We are going to move on to the next slide here. Someone asked if the summary of these features will be sent to our email after the call. Yeah, I can include this slide deck for you. I will be sending out an email to everyone who registered with a copy of this video. So that way, if you missed a part or you need to see something again, you'll be able to do that. All right. Let's shift gears for a moment and talk about growth, but not ours. Let's talk about yours. We already have a referral program in place today, and it works. If you've referred someone to alternative payments, thank you. Seriously. But we also know the current setup is a bit of a black box. Right now, there's no visibility for you, the referral partner, into who's converted, what referral fees are owed, how much you're set to earn. That's about to change. We're working on a new referral dashboard that gives you full insight into your referral activity. So which referrals are pending, active, or closed, what you've earned or will earn, when payouts are scheduled to land. And to be clear, if you're not already a part of the program, it's worth a look. We offer a 10% revenue share for 12 months on all closed deals. So if you've been a raving fan of what alternative payments has done for your business, this is a great way to share the love and share in the upside. If you'd like to become a referral partner, or just want to learn more, let us know. I have another poll. So you can just let me know with the poll if you're interested or not interested in becoming a referral partner. We're not going to do anything nefarious with these polls, just so you know. If you say yes, sign me up. We're going to have customer success reach out to you. If you say not yet, we're not going to bug you because that's not cool. And I'd like to think we're cool. Um, Letitia has said our customers have requested two things: to be able to see clearly the details of auto pay rules set up by us on their behalf, and a clear indication if an invoice is going to be auto paid or not. Maybe an icon next to the invoice, for example. Those are actually really good ideas, Letitia. What did you by chance submit that in the poll question I asked earlier? If not, no big deal. We just won't do it. No, I'm kidding. I'm going to copy this and make sure that we add that to the list. That is a really good idea. Thank you for that. Um, all right, so referral dashboard, we're done there. Now let's zoom out for a moment and take a look at some company-wide progress. We've increased the number of MSPs we're working with by 25%. But what's more impressive is the total processing volume is up 34%. That means our partners aren't just joining, they're leaning in. And to support that growth, we've grown our team by 37%, and we're still hiring aggressively. I said it earlier, we are serious about scaling our onboarding and support experience to match the momentum. On the support side, our CSAT is holding strong at 96%, which is a direct reflection of the people we've brought in and the systems we've put in place. Whether you're a new partner or longtime customer, we want you to experience, we want your experience to feel fast, proactive, and thoughtful. I'm going to pause here. Justin, I can't reopen the requested feature thing. Um, I assume you mean the poll, because if I reopen it, then it erases all the old things. But just if you guys still have feature requests, pop them in the chat, and we will siphon the chat and pull out all those feature requests. All right, guys. Now back to my slide here. The biggest headline is that we've raised $22 million in funding to accelerate product development and growth. No Teslas or Maseratis yet, but we're using that capital to double down on our mission: make your finance team smarter and faster through automation. We're starting with accounts receivable, but long term, we're aiming at taking on the full finance stack, including accounts payable. We want alternative payments to become the financial operations hub that MSPs can't live without. Last but not least, huge thank you to those who left reviews on Channel Program, where we were recently named a category leader for both payment processing and quoting and invoicing. If you haven't left a review yet, we would love for you to take a moment and do so. We've added a link to the Zoom resources tab. If you don't see resources where all those icons are, like audio, video, chat, all that kind of stuff, you might need to click more at the bottom of the Zoom window and look for resources. If you can't find it, drop me a message in chat and we can send you the link for you to leave a review on Channel Program. All right. Before we wrap up, I want to open it up for any final questions. Feel free to drop them in the chat. Feel free to use the Q&A. I can hang around for a bit to make sure we catch anything that comes in. But with that, I do want to thank you. Whether you're a longtime partner or just joined last week, your feedback, questions, ideas, this is what fuels everything we've built. And we mean it. This roadmap isn't theoretical, it's community driven, and today's features are proof. You've seen the big highlights, but this page here is a full look at everything we deployed in Q1. One release I personally love but didn't get its own slide is auto pay rules by agreement name for both Autotask and ConnectWise. It might not be flashy, but it gives you a little bit more surgical control over how automated payments are triggered based on client contracts. This is the kind of flexibility that will scale with your business, and we're just getting started. We will continue building automation where it matters, refining the tools to save you time, reduce complexity, and make your finance team look like rock stars. So thank you again for being here and for being part of the journey. I'm going to switch back to camera mode here, and we will dive into some Q&A. And who knows, maybe I'll do another failed demo or two. We'll see. All right. I think we asked all the poll questions. Yeah. All right. Let me zoom in here. What about auto pay rules based on term? So Jeremy, do you mean like if it's net 30, we want them to pay like at the due date, which I think should be 30 days away from the creation date? Because I thought we did that, but maybe you can expand on that. Let me know. Um, Oh, that makes sense. Okay, so just looking through the chat here, the refund button is available upon request. So please email customer success at alternativepayments.io if you would like it added. The button will then be seen on the payment detail page. Eventually, the refund button will be added to all our partner dashboards. I guess we're calling this like an open beta, if you will. We've launched it to a little bit of partners, and we're going to keep launching it to more and more partners throughout the next week or two. You'll get it automatically, but yeah, just if you want it sooner, just email us. Not a big deal. Um, Jim Barry would like the refund button, but only if when it can be limited as to who on our team is allowed to perform a refund. That's a really good point. So I believe we have permissions today. I could be wrong, but if not, then we will, and by permissions, I mean in general. But if not, we'll add that to the list. Can we choose whether to receive an email for each payment that is processed or deposited? I had 147 emails this morning. Holy moly. And one summary email would be great. That is a really good idea, Vicky. But we will we will add that to the list. Um, yeah, looks like quite a few of you are interested in the summer email, so we'll get going on that. Um, Jim Barry expanded. He doesn't want everyone to have full rights. They should be limited and not be able to touch integration configurations, automations, etc. RBAC role-based access control. We had this in Connect Booster. I know it's on the roadmap if it's not already been released, Jim Barry. Let's see here. Yeah, email bombs are ridiculous. Lots and lots of people unhappy with the emails. You have been heard. All right. Any other feedback questions? Looks like Dawn has quick question. Did I miss the auto attached invoice PDFs feature? You did not. We didn't talk about it because it's not actually launched yet. I want to say June is when that one's launching, Dawn. So what I can do is make sure you're on the list of people who are really excited about that, so that way we can get you on the early access when that starts to launch. Credit memo application features. Malia, would you be so kind to expand on that? I hope I didn't butcher your name. I apologize if I did. Can we have the ability to send account summaries manually for each client? Connect Booster had that, and it was super helpful for reminding clients about all the invoices they owe without sending them one by one. So I'm not sure about manually, but we do have we do have the ability to send out the list of all the invoices. So I will go back into Google Chrome here. If we go to automations, email notifications, invoice summaries, this here is kind of where that happens, and you can see, like, you can use a default template, and here's that default template. And what we recommend is sending these out on, I don't know, the 10th of the month or the 15th of the month, so that way the customer sees all of the outstanding invoices they have. And then the cool thing is, if they've got more than one in this list, when they click see all invoices, it'll take them to log in, where they can then select all those invoices and bulk pay them. Sorry. Allow the MSPs and the clients to apply credit memo fully or partially on the unpaid invoices. This one has come up before, Malia, and I think it's on the list. I just don't know where on the list it is. I don't know the timeline for when we're going to get to that one. So I apologize, but we can definitely make sure that this gets recorded, and that if you have not submitted that one before, we'll make sure that you're listed on that. One more feature request. We have a collections board in ConnectWise where we monitor and work 30 plus day past due customers. We would like the ability for the reminder emails we send customers to also be sent to ourselves in order to have a ticket automatically generated in ConnectWise. That's a good idea. And um, just putting my MSP hat on, it doesn't even necessarily need to be an email. It could simply be that we create a ticket for you, and then you would have to configure, what board it goes on and all that kind of stuff. But it's a good idea. Um, Sophia knows that we can schedule the account summaries, but it would be helpful if we could send it whenever needed instead of waiting for the scheduled day. Got it. Okay. Well, I will add that to the list. Um, famous last words of anybody that works in SaaS. That doesn't seem too hard to implement, but what do I know? I don't know how to write code, so no idea how hard it actually is. Um, Jeremy, oh, sorry, I'm getting back to yours now. We have a particular term that is due upon receipt. So we need an auto pay rule based on that particular term. That particular term is only on specific set of invoices. So I guess maybe I'm not understanding, Jeremy, because isn't due upon receipt going to have the due date of, like, the date that the invoice is created technically? So you should be able to make it. Um, am I still sharing my screen? Do you guys still see this? You should be able to make an auto pay rule. Okay, so you could tag customers. You cannot tag invoices, but you could tag customers and say these are the customers that pay due upon receipt, and then we could make a rule based on that tag. Okay. You could also create a rule that simply is a global rule or a customer specific rule that says days past due is 0, and it simply auto pays on the due date. Um, so that's another option. And then the nice thing there is, for anybody who has granted you the ability to do auto pay on the due date, it doesn't matter if it's due upon receipt, net 10, net 15, net 30, net 47 and a half. It'll pay it on the due date, as long as the due date is, the 30 or however many days beyond the creation date on the invoice. So I think that would solve your problem. Customer success, I'm sure, would be happy to experiment with you and make sure that your rules are set up appropriately. But that is definitely. Oh, I'm not even showing my screen. I'm sorry, guys. Let me show you this. Um, so yeah, here, this, you can create a rule. You can do it based on tags. So you can just select the tag, and you could make a tag that says due upon receipt, but you can only tag customers with those tags. You can't tag invoices with those tags. Um, But on global, we can do any invoice that's days past due is 0. But then we can also do like I've got Halo and QuickBooks on mine, so I don't have Autotask or ConnectWise. I'm sorry. Um, but you can do it based on like the contract type, the amount. Um, is it possible to sync the ConnectWise company type to tags and alternative payments? Not today, but that's a good idea. We can add that to the list. And then Jack uses territories to define customers. Also a good idea. Um, yeah, we know that there are tons of options for being able to do uh, for being able to tag and filter and segregate your customers in different buckets, right? What we have to, I'm just trying to be realistic. What we have to do is figure out what are the most commonly used methods across our customer base, not necessarily across um, MSPs in general, and not even necessarily what's best practice, because you may be doing the best practice method, but if our customer base isn't doing it best practice, we're going to we're going to focus on how our customers, our partners are doing it, because we want our product updates to understandably, I hope understandably, we want all of our product updates to cover as many customers as possible. Now, does that mean we'll never get to your weird, obscure idea if that's what you have? No, it just might not get done next week. So I don't want you to like lose hope, but I also want to keep expectations realistic as far as uh, why we're releasing the features and the order in which we release them. I feel like chat is kind of winding down. I've answered this one. We have monthly telecom bills that go out, but we have normal in service invoices for the same customer that would not be auto pay. Um, okay. So I guess Jeremy, the you've got those two different invoices for the customer, same customer, two different invoices. Are they both due upon receipt? Um, or I'm trying to think. I feel like customer success probably has a way to do this. I just don't I don't know all the little tricks like they do. So check with them, Jeremy, because I bet they have an answer for you on this one. And if not, we'll figure it out, because that seems important, especially if you've got like two different types of invoices and only one type is automatically billable. Now I will ask this, Jeremy, are you using like Datagate for your telecom stuff and then a different PSA for the other stuff? Maybe just trying to think outside the box. If you're using Datagate for one type of invoice and ConnectWise for the other, maybe that's the solution, is we make it so that the Datagate invoice is paid automatically. Just trying to help you think outside the box here. You can do it by agreement type, depending on which PSA you're using. Jim Barry is right. And um, yeah. So that's why I think you just need to get with customer success, because they know all the ins and outs, what PSAs have what limitations, etc. I answered that one. AR30 follow-ups, that would help our account managers as well. Good. ConnectWise company types, we talked about that. Is there a way to reconcile deposits in QuickBooks automatically? So my understanding is that, and I want to double check. Ryan, are you QuickBooks Desktop or online? Because I do think there is a difference in the two. Again, this is going to be one of those where I don't know all the little nuance differences. Okay. All right. So with online, my understanding is we will create the payment in QuickBooks. We will create the deposit, and that deposit should link to the payment. But what we're not going to do is reconcile that deposit to your bank statement. That's still something you should do manually as kind of like an audit, put human eyes on the thing kind of task. Um, does that answer your question? Is it functioning in that way today? The deposit for each account. So we do, okay, so it's marking the payment, but it's not making the deposit. Is that what you're saying? Okay. Okay. Um, I'll bring that to Dev, but Jack says I do that by accessing the payout and the review, the deposit in QuickBooks to assure that the payments are accurate. Like if 5 clients pay on the first, Ryan says. Yeah, so I'm with you on what you're saying, Ryan. I guess I thought that it already did that. Um, when going through and reconciling the deposit with the payment, um, I will check with product and see if that's on the roadmap. I feel like it should be, but it's also possible that maybe something is just misconfigured because Jack and Letitia and Wendy all seem to be doing okay with it. So this might be another one where maybe you just check with customer success and see, I don't know, maybe there's a box that needs checked, or I don't know the answer for your specific case without seeing it, but it does seem that other people are having success with depositing payments. So Vicky wants to know what report you guys are running out of alternative payments to reconcile against QuickBooks. That would probably be simply going to activity, accounts receivable, transactions, payouts. Okay. And then what you'll see here in the payouts is I have one lonely payout and it's awful because it only has one payout in it. But what you'll see is for each of these payouts, you'll get a list of all the customer payments in this payout detail. And you'll even see like if there were any fees, processing fees, refunds, chargebacks, you'll see all of that in the breakdown. You'll see the amount, the date, the transaction ID, and what bank it went to here in the payout summary. And then you'll even see activity. It'll let you know where it is. Is it in transit or has it actually been deposited? If you don't have this detail in your payouts section, make sure you're going to accounts receivable, transactions, and then payouts. And if you still don't have it when you go there, then I would check with customer success because I believe everyone should look like this by now. This may be a little bit different because again, I'm demo environment, so mine might be showing what it looks like with, accelerated payouts and refunds and all the other things that you can technically do with all the features activated. So it might be a little bit different. But yeah, that's a great idea. Send an email with screenshots to CX and they will take care of that for you. Can you go to payment details and see if the refund button shows up for you? Um, it wasn't. It did earlier and then it disappeared on me, Sam. But this is where it would be. If you're looking at the list of payments, you click on it and it would be up here near the invoice number, near the go back button. That is where it would show up on the screen. And then let's go to integrations, QuickBooks, preferences. Look at that, create deposits. There's a little button. Thank you for that, Wendy. I appreciate that. Hopefully, who knows, Ryan, maybe that just fixes your problem. Wouldn't that be great? All right. Things are winding down. I'm going to give you guys one last opportunity for questions, comments, concerns. Otherwise, I think it'll be time for us to wrap up here in a moment. Got to hit that save chat button before I forget. Thank you, Justin. I really appreciate that, man. Does anybody else have issues with Web Connect for QBD? Ooh, that one sounds rough. My unofficial stance is QuickBooks for Desktop is going away. Just get rid of it. But that's my unofficial position. That is not alternative payments position. And I know you probably have like 16 companies, and um, it just wouldn't be fiscally responsible for you to move it from desktop to online. Or you hate the QuickBooks Online platform. I get it. There's so many reasons. Um, Again, that's why I said it's my personal stance and not the company stance. Letitia, my pleasure. Um, happy to help. If you guys have any questions, you know how to reach us, or at least I hope you do. Um, Customer success at alternativepayments.io. In fact, let me put that in the chat. For everyone that submitted feature requests, you don't need to submit those to customer success. I will make sure that all of those get submitted. For anyone having problems, and if I said you should talk to customer success, I am encouraging you to take that first step. I will share I will share the webinar and the chat log with the team, but I am empowering you. If you have a problem and we didn't solve it today, please reach out to customer success and they'll fix it for you. Um, Sam, excellent. Thank you for that. Yes, good job. You can always provide new feedback, new feature requests right on our roadmap page. So if there's anything that pops up in your mind, tomorrow or a week or a month down the road, and you want to submit that product feature request, bookmark this page, product.alternativepayments.io/roadmap. You'll see what we're working on, what we've launched, and and you have full access to tell us how you really feel. I mean, tell us what you really want. Um, so yes, as Sam said, you are all awesome. Thank you so much, guys, for hopping on here with us, and thanks for being partners with Alternative Payments. We'll catch you in a couple months at the next webinar. And hey, if you haven't yet, check out the MSP Financial Academy. It is a new Discord server that we've launched. It's free to join. There's no fees. We're not trying to sell you anything in it, but it's a great place for you to learn more about finance and accounting, and to talk with your peers, and even some mentors. We've got some CFOs and CPAs in there. We're even working on getting some M&A specialists. We want to help you have the best financial success at your MSP as possible. Um, Thank you for sharing that link, Sam. We also have office hours webinars, which you can always access by going to the office hours page right on the top of our website, or we share them in the MSP Financial Academy. We can also email those out to you. Um, those office hour webinars are fantastic ways for you to continue your education into finance and accounting. And again, a little bit of mergers and acquisitions, because it's always good to know where your company stands, and make sure that you have your exit plan and all all that ducks in a row, right? So thanks so much, guys. And I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your week. Take care.